Hi everybody, I'm Bobby from SkateHut. Thank you very much for watching. Today we're going to be bringing you some brand new content. We've got the beginner's guide to skateboarding. So let's have a closer look at that. Okay, so in this guide we're going to be going through a few basic terms and some tricks as well to help you along. And today we're being assisted by my wonderful assistant, Will. Alright then, so the first thing that we're going to be looking at is stance. So how do you adopt a really good stance when skateboarding? Now there's a couple of stances. You've got goofy and you've got regular. Now goofy is when you lead on your skateboard with your right foot. Regular is when you lead with your left foot. Now how do you find this stance? Well, if you imagine that you were going to take a step up onto a curb, the leg that you leaded with first would be your dominant leg. And so that's going to tell you what your skate stance is. Now our rider Will, he's got a goofy stance, so the tricks are going to be performed in a goofy stance. There we go. Okay, so now that you've got your stance, we want to talk about foot position on your board to make it comfortable when you're out there skating. So your back foot, you want that firmly on your tail, and with your front foot, you want that above your front truck bolts at a slight angle, so it makes it easier to obviously push and also gives you a really good balance across the whole of the board. Okay, so now that you've got your stance and your foot position sorted, you want to get pushing so you can get going. So what you have to learn here is just about transferring your weight from one foot to the other. So if you take your back foot off the board, push, you've got your weight on your front foot so that you can pick up your back foot and put it back into the tail and you get going. Obviously, more pushing, more speed. There you go. Okay, so now that you're getting somewhere on your skateboard, let's quickly talk about turning. So the easiest way to turn on your skateboard is just using your body weight to turn your trucks. And the way that you do that is you can just put a little bit of pressure onto your toes and that's going to turn you one way, or opposite, using a little bit of pressure on your heels is going to turn you the other way. And the best way to start off using that maneuver is just to have a slight push, a little bit of speed, and then just start pumping away using the pressure onto your toes and then rocking it back onto your heels. Okay, so you saw our Will there turning. Now, if you're finding that you're not getting a lot of turn out your board, it could be that your trucks are just a little bit too tight. So what you got to do is turn over your board, and the kingpin nut, you just want to give that a little bit of a loosen, and that's going to allow you a little bit more turning in your truck. But don't slacken it off too much, otherwise it's going to become sketchy. Just find out where the sweet spot is. Okay, so another way to turn is a kick turn. And all you got to do there is put a little bit of pressure on your tail. That's going to lift your front truck up, and you can use your foot and your body weight just to guide the board round in the way that you want to turn, and then just put it down when you're ready. Okay, so the next tip that we've got to teach you on, and I think it is a really important one, is stopping. Okay, the best way that you can do this is using your foot as a foot brake. So what you'll do is you're rolling along, you take your back foot off of your tail, and what you want to do, kind of like pushing, you're going to place it down on the floor, but you want to do it with a little bit of grace as you ease on the foot to the floor. It's going to create a friction which is going to start slowing you down, and then just ease on the pressure to increase that and you will come to a stop. Now that is a really good way of stopping, especially if you're bombing down hills. So the next method of stopping is one that you're going to be using in a bit of a sticky situation or a bail. If anything, this is the runoff. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going along on the board, you're going to jump off your board using your back foot to land first, and with your front foot kind of give your board a little bit of a push backwards, and that's going to take all the speed away from your board, and then just walk it off. Okay, and so the last method of stopping that we're going to teach you today is the tail scrape. So that is going to involve you putting your weight on your tail, and it's going to grind across the floor, bringing you to a stop. Now naturally that's going to cause a little bit of damage to your board, and over the time you're going to find that it's going to sort of wear away your tail, and that will reduce pop. Also, just be careful on some surfaces because they might be a little bit slippier than others, and that could cause the board to pitch forward and take it away from underneath you. Alright then, so thank you very much for watching. That is the SkateHut Beginner's Guide to Skateboarding. Hopefully we've given you some hints and tips to get out there and enjoy skateboarding. Now if you're looking for your first complete setup, then of course we've got these on our website. These are a few that I could recommend. We've got the Fracture Complete Skateboard setup, and we've got the Enough Skateboard setup. Both at really good price points to get you out there and enjoying it. Alright then folks, so thank you very much for watching. I've been Bobby from SkateHut.